Good morning, dear viewers. Hey, thanks for coming back. If you haven't been here before, this is an Aging Well channel, and I am an author who is reading a resource guide designed for hip replacement recipients with tips and recovery tools that apply to nearly any type of surgery. In the previous video, I talked about how I got here. It's based on a patient perspective. That's how this resource guide came about. I experienced life-changing surgeries, a life-threatening illness, and wound up with dual hip replacement at age 45. That was back in 2011. I have recovered, I'm thriving, my background's in health education, which came in really handy, which is why I put together this resource guide. The chapter I'm working on right now that I want to share with you is fairly short and sweet. It goes from page 11 to 27 and basically talks about gathering support and your medical team. I went into a little more detail on this one at the time because when I found out that I became ill with no really clear reason why, I was given unknown etiology with basically every practitioner that I saw. I didn't have health insurance at the time. I was one of those patients who was paying out of pocket. Now, when I found out I needed hip replacement, that got incredibly expensive and a bit scary. For those of you who might be outside of the US, anyone living in the States, to find a doctor who will accept you without health insurance, and even if you have really great insurance, can be incredibly difficult. Back in 2009 to 2011, when I was going on my medical mystery tour, it was really challenging. The tips that I have in here talk about gathering support from the medical team and how challenging the procedure is, even with the best support and having great health insurance. It's intrusive, it's expensive, it's challenging to heal from. It certainly can be done. Here I am, I'm living an active and what I consider a healthy new normal lifestyle. Of course, I'm bionic now and my life is forever changed, though I'm content with the lifestyle I have, and I'm better managing chronic conditions. And that's why I'm here. I want to share with you what I've learned, what I've put into practice, and give you some tips and extra resources like this recovery guide. I have a website that has all sorts of free tips and tools and all of the resources that I put into practice back before I even found out I needed hip replacement, all through that journey, and what I have continued to put into practice to take me where I am now and turning 60 this year. I've been able to travel, I'm independent, I'm fairly active, and I'm managing pain really well without any type of a prescription. And that is something that a lot of people that I'm coaching are very interested in. With this chapter, there is a bit of a checklist. Now, you may have seen these before. You may have already have one that you're using right now. If you're not going to any of your healthcare providers without a list, then your memory must be better than mine because when I see any of my doctors, and certainly a surgeon, if you're preparing for something as invasive as hip replacement, I would encourage you to take a list and have a set of questions. I have a worksheet in this book, and I have put those into a PDF that I am sharing. Just check down in the description. There will be a shareable link that will take you to that worksheet. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for something like hip replacement. A lot of the questions apply to nearly any type of surgery, and there's certainly room on there that you could customize, and they might be questions that you haven't thought of. Maybe you're a caregiver, maybe you're a friend of someone who has joint replacement. This type of surgery truly is, as I mentioned earlier, life-changing. And the goal of this is that we of course want to have our freedom, live as best as we can, avoid dislocation, and avoid future surgeries. My surgeon gave me quite a confidence boost after both of my hip replacement surgeries. I had the first one pretty early. I had to have the right one done about a year later. It didn't do as well. I had a fracture. There was a little slip. Internally, it wasn't anything on my on my doing. I felt like I was being the best patient ever, though there was a fracture that took place internally. And so I had to have a revision surgery. All of that is now part of my story. It's how I have woven this into my new way of being. And as I have embraced and made friends with these bionic parts, the confidence booster my surgeon gave me was that with good care and with, of course, safety measures like avoiding falling, injuries, those things that some are out of our control, though most of them are within our control, that I can take these artificial joints to the grave. I'm 60 years old right now. I've had these since 2011. So it's ambitious, and I believe I will succeed. So look down in the description, check out my website, free tips, tools, and resources, and download the worksheet for these questions for your surgeon. Download one to have on hand to share with a friend, a relative. These are really essential to have those conversations and build that trust with your medical team. I see my medical team as a partnership, and that means that I trust them and they're in turn trusting me, because as we work together, then that's how this whole medical home concept, you may have heard of that before, maybe not. It's that friendship approach, the teamwork approach of living well, aging well, knowing that outside the doctor's office, it's the practices that I put into place with healthy lifestyle behaviors, with lifestyle medicine. Those are the things that are going to ensure that I succeed, and that everything that I'm getting from my healthcare providers that I'm paying a lot of money for, even outside of insurance that I certainly have had for a while now. Healthcare costs are expensive, and as much as we can do on our own helps us to save money, better quality of life, and so on. Thank you so much for watching. I will move into chapter 2 in a subsequent video, and I want you to consider this, that healing from a joint replacement surgery takes time and effort, and preparing your home, modifying your environment, all of that stuff that you can do ahead of time will make all the difference, and help you toward a successful recovery. These are simple things that we think about as we're becoming older and don't want to have slip hazards, fall hazards. Think about, if you've raised children, that we have child-proofing, and I don't really want to say age-proofing, though I'm creating a safe, healthy environment for myself. And that starts here. And it starts with you. And I'm here to help with that. I'll talk about that in a subsequent video. Check out some of my other videos. I have a whole wellness philosophy, and it's on my website. It's 3 key concepts that are all about active living, lifestyle medicine, and they work. I'm here, I'm active, I'm traveling solo, I'm living on my own, and I'm here to help you too. Thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up, please, if you found it useful, and consider subscribing. Have a good day.